Psalms 45. Until the end, for them that shall be changed, for the sons of Kor, for understanding, a canticone, for the beloved. My heart had uttered a good word. I speak my works to the king. My tongue is the pen of a scribbler that writeth softly. Thou art beautiful above the sons of men. Grace is poured out abroad in thy lips. Therefore hath God blessed thee forever. Gird thy sword upon thy hip, O thou most mighty. With thy comeliness and thy beauty set out, proceed prosperously in reign. 'Cause of truth and meekness and justice, and thy right hand shall conduct thee wonderfully. Thy arrows are sharp. Under thee shall people fall unto the earth. Unto the hearts of the king's enemies. Let's see here. Thy throne, O God, is forever and ever. The scepter of thy kingdom is the scepter of righteousness. We should look it up. What does the scepter of righteousness look like? Right? Because it's not what they usually hold. They have like the Roman dudes holding his hand, like Zeus and all that, right? I'm just curious. Thou hast loved justice and hated iniquity. Therefore, God, thy God, hath anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellows. I think I said it right. Myrrh and Sachia and I'm not sure what that is. I'm not even sure. Hold on.
Cassia.
Cassia. Let's just make sure I had that one right here. Oh, come on. You want to give me a hard time. There we go.
Stagdy.
Stagdy and Cassia. Never heard those before. Should look them up. Perfume. Thy garments from the ivory house, out of which the daughters of the kings have delighted thee in thy glory. So I'm wondering if that's saying that in the places made of ivory, they use those three fragrances to saturate the clothes. So they had that built-in deodorant or perfume, however you want to look at it. The queen stood on thy right hand and gilded clothing surrounded with variety. Hearken, O daughter, and see, and incline thy ear, and forget thy people and thy father's house. And the king shall greatly desire thy beauty, for he is the Lord thy God, and in him they shall adore. And the daughters of Troy with gifts, yea, all the rich among the people shall entreat thy countenance. Let's see here. All the glory of the king's daughters is within golden broiders. Man, she's gonna be decked out, right? Clothed around about with varieties. After her shall virgins be brought to the king, and neighbors shall be brought to thee. Let's see here. They shall be brought with gladness and rejoicing. They shall be brought into the temple of the king. Let's see. Instead of thy father's sons, or instead of thy father's sons are born to thee, Thou shalt make them princes over all the earth. They shall remember thy name throughout all generations. Therefore shall people praise thee forever, yea, forever and ever. What? Wasn't that bad? What does it say about this stuff? Does it have a history?
Stacti, Greek stakta stakta, and Nataf, Hebrew, Nutaf are names used for one component of the Solomon's temple incense, the Kedorit, specified in Exodus chapter 30 verse 34. Variously translated to the Greek term AMP, Exodus chapter 30 verse 34, or to an unspecified gum resin, or similar in Exodus chapter 30 verse 34. It was to be mixed in equal parts with onica prepared from certain vegetable resins or seashell parts. Galbanum and mixed with pure frankincense, and they were to beat some of it very small, one for burning on the altar of the tabernacle.
Learned something new there. Didn't know that. I just want to see this last part here. These last parts here. I have to say.
This incense was considered restricted for sacred purposes honoring Yahweh. The trivial or profane use of it was punishable by exile, as laid out in Exodus chapter 30 verses 34 to 38, KJV. The Hebrew word nataf means drop, corresponding to drops of water, Job chapter 36 verse 27. The Septuagint translates nataf as dakti, a Greek word meaning an oozing substance, which refers to various viscous liquids, including myrrh. 2.
Okay, so that's why they're showing myrrh when it comes to this plant. I got you. Do 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 do.
Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel explained stacti is simply the juice that drips from the tapping of the wood of the balsam tree, Karathot 6a. It is not exactly clear from what plant nataf was derived. However, it was most likely a myrrh extract of the highest grade or light resin which naturally exudes from the myrrh tree before harvest. 3. Alternatively, it may have been myrrh scented with Styrax officinalis or Styrax benzoin, a close relative of the same genus as Styrax officinalis. 4. 5. Orobalsamum, 6. Rare type of myrrh tree mentioned frequently in ancient Jewish writings like or Balm.
Here we go. Look at this.
Cassia is typically marketed in American English as cinnamon, but is typically distinguished from Sri Lankan cinnamon in Europe. The oil content of the bark of the Saigon cinnamon is actually superior to that of true cinnamon, but Chinese cassia and Indonesian cinnamon have somewhat less. Sweet osmanthus and cassia were both formerly gui in Chinese, and the character is often translated as cassia, owing to its greater importance in modern international trade. However, it is generally the sweet-smelling osmanthus that is meant.
Okay. So, this cassia, the other thing that list that was supposed to be, we've seen these trees before. I think they grow all over the place in South Carolina. Yeah, I've seen those trees before. They're all over the place down south in South Carolina. Yeah. Let me see. Doesn't state where it's indigenous to, does it? Well, this is it. I promise. We'll stop.
Psalm chapter 45 is the 45th psalm of the book of Psalms. In the Greek Septuagint version of the Bible and in its Latin translation in the Vulgate. This psalm is Psalm chapter 44 in a slightly different numbering system. In Latin, it is known as Eructivit Cormium. 1. It was composed by the sons of Korah, or, according to the Shoshanim, either a musical instrument or the tune to which the psalm should be sung. The psalm has been interpreted as an epithalamium, or wedding song, written to a king on the day of his marriage to a foreign woman, and is one of the royal psalms.